Good morning, Year 3. It's Miss Everingham here, and happy Wednesday. It's time for our destination reader lesson, and today we are continuing to read The Minpins by Roald Dahl. This is lesson 8 of 25. Today, in our lesson, you are going to need a copy of the story, a strategy prompt sheet, and a pencil and a piece of paper or your home learning book. Pause the video if you need to grab those things and press play when you're ready to get started. Fantastic. So, in today's lesson, you're going to be looking out for words in red, which are the key important words. Questions for you to answer are in blue, and writing time will be shown by green font. The Minpins by Roald Dahl. We will focus today on strategy number 3, inference. Remember from yesterday, inference means to read between the lines and look for clues. When the information to answer a question is not clearly in the text, we have to infer. We have to use our inference skills. There's some vocabulary you need to understand before we read the book today. The first word is peculiar. My turn, peculiar. Your turn. My turn, peculiar. Your turn. If something is peculiar, it is unusual or strange. I think we might be seeing some peculiar things in the book today. The second word, my turn, shutters. Your turn. Very good. My turn, shutters. Your turn. A shutter or shutters are wooden covers like a door on the outside of a window to maybe block out the light. Sometimes they have shutters on windows. The last word, my turn, trespasser. Your turn. My turn, trespasser. Your turn. A trespasser is a person who goes onto someone else's land or property without asking first. Someone can trespass on somebody else's land. Look out for those 3 new words, which are our focus for today. You are going to be giving 1 mark and 2 mark answers today. Can you remember what a 1 mark answer is before I go to the next slide? Oh, some of you got it. Yep, that's right. My turn. 1 mark questions need a short, snappy answer. Your turn. Well done. And remember, those people who are using the actions will remember that much more easily. So that means, my turn, a 2 mark question needs a PE answer. Point and evidence. Your turn. Very good. I'm going to be asking you 1 mark and 2 mark questions today. Okay, it's time to start reading. So we are where we left off yesterday, which is at the beginning of page 17. The sentence starts, then something very peculiar happened. Pause the video if you need. Find that, put your finger or a ruler underneath the first line, and we'll get started. Press play when you're ready. Fantastic. I'm going to be stopping and asking you questions along the way. Then something very peculiar happened. Peculiar, strange, or unusual. There was a huge, smooth branch very close to where little Billy was sitting, and he suddenly noticed that a small, square patch of bark on this branch was beginning to move. It was a very small patch, about the size of a postage stamp, and the two sides of it seemed to be splitting down the middle and opening slowly outwards like a pair of shutters on some tiny window. Little Billy sat staring at this extraordinary thing. I have my first question for you. How did Billy feel about seeing the small patch of bark move? How many marks is this question? That's right, it's 2 marks. So you need a point and evidence from the text in your answer. Say the answer out loud and then make a note of your ideas in front of you. Press pause while you do that and press play when you're ready to check your answer. Fantastic. Let's see what I said. How did Billy feel about seeing the small patch of bark move? I think Billy was surprised and thought it was quite strange because the book says something very peculiar happened, and Billy sat staring at this extraordinary thing. Do you have a point saying how Billy felt? Press pause while you check that and give yourself a tick if you do, or fix it up. Now, have you said because, and have you used words from the book to say why Billy felt the way he did? Press pause while you check that, and you can fix that up or give yourself a tick. Fantastic work. Let's keep reading. So pause the video while you find your spot, which starts, it's about 6 lines down the page on page 17, and the sentence starts with, and all at once. Okay, let's get reading. And all at once, a strange, uncomfortable feeling came over him. It felt as though the tree he was sitting in and the green leaves all around him belonged to another world altogether, and that he was a trespasser who had no right to be where he was. My second question. The book says it felt as though the tree he was sitting in belonged to another world altogether. My question is, why did Billy feel like he was in another world? This is a 2-mark question, so you need a point and an evidence. Have a listen while I think out aloud. I think Billy felt like he was in another world because he said a pair of shutters on a tiny window opened on the tree branch. And he probably had never seen a tiny shutter on a tree before in the world. So no wonder he must feel like he was in a completely different world altogether. Now it's your turn. Why did Billy feel he was in another world? And remember to use evidence from the book. Say your answer out loud and then make a note of your ideas in front of you. Press pause to do that and press play when you're ready to continue. Fantastic work. Let's have a check. Have you said why you think Billy was in another world? Have you included quotes or words from the text like I have in red underlined here? If you did, give yourself a tick. If not, if you need to go over your work again, just press pause and check over it. Well done. Let's keep reading. We are on the sentence halfway down the page of page 17, and the sentence starts with he watched intently. Pause the video while you find that and press play when you're ready to start reading. He watched intently as the tiny shutters of tree bark opened wider and wider, and when they were fully open, they revealed a small, squarish window set neatly in the curve of the big branch. There was some sort of yellowish glow coming from deep inside the window. The very next thing little Billy saw was a tiny face at the window. It had appeared suddenly from nowhere, and it was the face of an extremely old man with white hair. My last question for you is, what could the yellowish glow be coming from? The book says there was some sort of yellowish glow coming from deep inside the window. This is in a tree branch. What could the yellowish glow be coming from? How many marks is this question? Exactly. A 1-mark question needs a short, snappy answer. Say your short, snappy answer out loud. Make a note of your ideas on the piece of paper in front of you or in your home learning book, and press pause while you do that. Press play when you're ready to check. Okay, how did you go? What could the yellowish glow be coming from? My answer is, if an old man lives in the tree, the glow could be coming from a light inside his home. Did you say something like that? It could be from a light in his home or something from inside his home. Well done. Give yourself a tick or press pause to fix up your answer. We've just got a little bit left to read. So we are up to almost at the bottom of page 17, and the sentence starts with little Billy. Little Billy could see this clearly, despite the fact that the whole of the tiny man's head was no larger than a pea. This ancient miniature face was staring straight at little Billy with the most severe expression on it. The skin on the face was deeply wrinkled all over, but the eyes were as bright as 2 stars. Well, we're going to stop there for today, but on Thursday, tomorrow, we will continue reading the Minpins and carry on making inferences. On your piece of paper or home learning book, make a prediction or a guess about what you think is going to happen next in our story. This old man with bright eyes as bright as 2 stars. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Well, I hope you enjoyed reading with me, Year 3. Thank you so much for your hard work in today's Destination Reader lesson, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.